Hey everyone, welcome to the Trendcrusher podcast. I'm Peter K. As you can tell from the title of this episode, Debo Sanyal, aka Dreamhour, is back on the podcast, and this time he's joined by Doko. I caught them before their gig in Bombay a couple of weeks ago, and we chatted about their latest EP, I Don't Know, IDK, their creative process, what their plans are for this year, and if you stayed till the end of the episode, there's exclusive Dreamhour news. Here's my chat with them. Okay, we're finally doing this right this time. And joining me on the podcast is people who've come all the way from the other end of India. So without further ado, if you've clicked on this episode, you know who it is. I'm joined back again by Debo, aka Dreamhour.
What's up? This is Dreamhour back at Trendcrusher again.
And joining you this time is Doko.
Hi, this is Doko. My name is Kritika, but I go by the stage name Doko.
Cool. So, first of all, I must say, a year ago, Debo, you and I spoke, and the response to that episode actually surprised me because, we went into a lot of nostalgia. We talked about a lot of things. We went into the whole history of Dreamhour. And I think that resonated with a lot of people. And I think nostalgia is something we kept repeating in there. But this time around, I wanted to do it slightly different, focus on the present, and also talk a lot about the future, right? And before we kind of start, I must say thanks to Aditya for letting us record at his place. But also thanks to Siddharth and the team at Degenerate Disco for getting you guys down. Because you all are playing their edition called Out of Phase, which is happening tomorrow in Bombay. So, hey, it's been a while since a Bombay gig. How does it feel to be doing that again?
So it's obviously great because firstly, Doko knows it very well. I'm usually super lethargic and this and that, but today I've been super hyped. I've had maybe a little bit of coffee, but that's about it, and I've been super excited all the while coming back here. I love Bombay, so it's super excited to play tomorrow. And also, big shout out to Sid and Haramkor for Degenerate Disco. Can't wait to do this.
Your first time?
We played at Sauce around 2 years ago, and this is the first time after that. And Dreamhour has been really fidgety all day. You can see the excitement. But it's going to be a good show tomorrow. I'm really excited for that as well.
So, please forgive me, but I had to do this. And especially because I think you at least know that I love doing research, reading up on artists and stuff like that. And I came across this, I don't know why, but again, I'm saying sorry because I don't know which one of you kind of wrote this, but for those who've come across this, you know what's coming up, right? And I quote, because this is actually not only on Wild City, but also on the Doko Bandcamp, which says, Doko sound is transmitted interdimensionally through the voice of Dr. Kritika and sounds of Debo Sanyal. The pint-sized duo are mere translators to Dokslavian doctrines. Okay, first of all, who wrote this and tell me what this was all about? Who wants to go first?
So Dokslavian doctrines. Even I don't have the best idea of what that means, but that was all Doko. That was the first bio that we wrote. So we that time it wasn't Dreamhour and Dokodoko. We just decided we'll play as a duo, as Doko, and we needed a bio. And every time we were writing something like Doko is made up of this producer from Siliguri and vocalist, and it all sounded so cliched, and we were both hating it. So then Doko came up with this. What was it? What was that? I don't. That was the first. That was the first bio. Because we are kind of pint-sized. I had forgotten about it. That was the first bio. First of all, it's crazy that you actually have that written down. I think it's still there on Spotify.
It's not on Spotify.
So the reason I apologize, right? Because I realized that these are one of those things where there's an introduction required and you kind of quickly put something together. But I'm sure it came from a certain place, and you had a smile on your face when I read it out. So, do you want to share where this came from, Doko?
I don't know. I just had this, we basically, when we started with Dokodoko as a duo, we just got this wild idea, of making music with Dokodoko and slightly going out of character, the not being how we are normally in that sense. So we sort of liked to imagine at that point that we were merely transmitting somebody else's ideas, something coming from a whole other dimension. So that's where it probably came from.
It probably sounds a little like pretentious right now, but I
Yeah.
think it was like it kind of meant when we're writing that it kind of we were trying to do this thing that will have this philosophy, Doko philosophy. You want to introduce Doko? Yeah, I think that.
Yeah, so Doko is my Doko is my sister. She's my dog, and she's 16 now. That's a pretty long time for a dog, but yeah, she's healthy. She's fine, and she is one of also what about what was written earlier. She's also one of the major inspirations or motivations behind this whole idea of us just being vessels or just transmitting something coming from a whole other place. So I also had this imaginary god who is also a dog that comes from a whole other dimension. So it sounds pretty schizophrenic right now when you say it like this, but it sounded good in my head. Yeah.
But I keep going back to this, and I'm sure you're familiar, both of you are familiar with Blackstrat Blues, Warren Mendonca. And I remember doing this interview with him about 6 to 7 years ago. And I think he has captured it very beautifully, and I keep repeating it on most podcasts, is he said, I can't pick up my guitar and just come up with something. It's like sometimes it's shit, sometimes it's great. It's like me just catching lightning. And I feel like what you're talking about, the entire process, is something like that, right? That's the way I'm interpreting it, is that you're catching something, it may be completely garbage. But
I mean, like, even before Doko, we made some music together, and there were some Hindi songs and this and that we did, where we are kind of trying to be something else. I'll be very honest about that. Like, even as soon as like maybe 2-3 years ago, we were trying to make music that we felt would appeal to these people. And like we are going to do this way because this people will really like it. And somehow, like after a while, it didn't feel as satisfying, I guess. And with Doko and this project Doko and Dreamhour, we kind of figured that we are just going to do whatever comes to us. We are going to be vessels. And I guess the bio makes more sense when you put it like that.
okay, fair enough. And another thing, right? Because like, when you and I spoke a year ago, you also had demo. I love the way and the whole, because I was like, and no, was it demo or demo? Demo, because it was, and there was also heart that I played on there, so that kind of gave everyone a glimpse of what was kind of coming. But since then, and again, we spoke in July, I think June or July, I can't remember exactly. The episode came out in July, but in December last year, you all released IDK. Oh, I don't know how you wanted this. Tell me about that, because I think from the demo to the EP, album, whatever you want to call it, because it's 6 tracks, right? And then you'll also kind of very clearly demarcated between Doko to now Dreamhour and Dokodoko. So take me to that process. Like, how did you all kind of put together the whole thing, not just like creatively, but also sonically? Whoever wants to go first.
So yeah, I think this EP is kind of the the amalgamation of whatever we have been making, the music we've been making and all that stuff. Why I'm saying this is because we are making music, we have always been doing that, writing songs, this and that, but I think it's also important to have this underlying kind of subconscious philosophy to back it. And I don't know is one thought that has always been constant with us. We have tried to kind of attempted to figure out this, that like maybe if we do it like this, it should work out like this, and ऐसे करेंगे तो ऐसे होगा. And after a while we figured out that that's not being our real selves. Our real selves is like super confused. We are eternally confused, and I guess I don't know feels very real to us. And so we call the EP I don't know. Even the songs, if you see, it's like we call the first song I don't know what it means, because that's what it felt like. And yeah, I think Doko Doko is going to work.
But yeah, I don't know as a philosophy. I think it's not so much about confusion as a bad thing, but as a good thing. It's sometimes good to not be certain that something is something at all, right? So that was the whole idea, just going with it. Things we don't know are okay. Things about existence, things about life, things about the future, whatever we don't know, it's basically it's okay. It's okay to not know, and it's also a good thing to not know completely, or completely be biased or take a full stand always. So we're looking at confusion and the uncertainty in everything as a good thing. So yeah, that's one of the reasons why we chose to accept that. Yeah, I don't know. We don't know.
I mean, instead of struggling trying to find out who we are, I think what we have realized right now is we don't know shit. So let it be like that. Let's just go for it.
So, okay, I'm not going to like take a stab at, I know exactly what you're talking about, but the parallel I can draw is with me in my career, right? So when I was like in my mid 20s, I had this chip on my shoulder, like, and I'm going to say a Hindi term, but that's the only best way to kind of describe it, is like, kya ukhad lega? Like, I know I'm the guy, right? And each year or each couple of years, and I think this is a realization I've had in the last couple of years, especially since I work in a creative field, right? Is that, fuck, I really don't know shit. Like a lot of what I thought I knew and what was like the basis and the foundational stuff has changed so much. So I can kind of resonate with that confusion. But at the same time, it's about how you kind of take it, right? Because one of the ways is to kind of wallow in that and say like, oh, I really don't know, what am I going to do? But also using it as a motivation to kind of drive you and keep kind of learning, motivating yourself, kind of doing more. So I think it's the perspective that you're kind of looking at. But I have to be honest, I mean, like when I was, again, and I'm sorry I'm doing this to you guys again, but at some point there was a release that went out with the album saying this was birthed out of confusion, chaos, and occasional clarity. Is that how the creative process felt for you? And because you all had some of the music already ready, why finally put it out in December? And take me through that entire process.
So yeah, by the way, she really talks. Doko Doko really talks. In fact, like tomorrow we are performing and she's not going to be talking at all. Like we came to the conclusion that it's pointless to kind of try to talk, because you are expected to, like in a performance, maybe just like interact. So yeah, like how Aditya was saying, there's no rule book, man. Just do what you want. So yeah. So anywho, what was the question?
So coming back, right, and while you say that, you said, at least in the press release, that it was chaos, confusion, and occasional clarity. And the way I'm looking at it is you'll had a demo, and then you'll finally in December released 6 songs and put that out as an EP album. Take me to that creative process, and what was the stages of confusion, chaos, and clarity that you all went through?
To start with, just two of us trying to write songs together, there's confusion and chaos. And then as the process goes ahead and as we as you keep making stuff, there is this moments of clarity. That's how I look at it, because I am kind of more invested in trying to just give music and form to the project. I think she is more of the person who's taking care of the philosophy behind what she's writing. So maybe she can answer that much well. Ask me about the music.
So, yeah, I mean, it's pretty much of a constant state of being with us, confusion, chaos on a daily basis with each other, or even, just separately. We're pretty chaotic people inside and outside. So, yeah, and in those, between those moments of chaos and confusion, we have certain, sparks of clarity, and that's about it. Because, day after day, I mean, it's almost like a cycle. This is what we go through, I've known him for, 5-6 years? And it's almost always been, even the creative process is pretty chaotic with us. He has some different ideas. I have some different ideas. We sometimes bicker about it. And separately as well, I mean, there's, of course, life happens to everyone. And in the midst of everything, we still manage to find time and, the patience with each other to just sit down and make something out of it and just put it out there. So that's what happened with the last EP as well.
Okay, fair enough. So I think we've talked enough about just the EP, the process, and stuff like that. Before we go on, I'll let you go first, Doko. What's your pick for everyone who hasn't heard the EP as yet? Which track would you like me to play and why?
I'd say Heart.
So if you haven't already heard it, here is Heart.
Blinded, falling right into your heart, right into your heart, right into your heart.
And that was Heart, Heart, Heart. And I'm joined by Dreamhour and Dokodoko. So, you know what? While it's been about 6 months, and especially since y'all kind of explained to us before we played the song, the entire process that y'all went through and, you know, the entire chemistry that y'all have also, how it kind of contributed to the EP. How do you kind of reflect or look back at IDK? Who wants to go first?
I think it's too soon to look back and reflect. I think we're still in the process of kind of trying to get, I don't know, to more people, which is why I came to Bombay. So yeah, I think we're still trying to promote the Doksalvan doctrines. I don't know where I'm going from here. But yeah, this reflection, every time I listen to anything that I've already released, I always have that feeling of it could have been better, it could have been like this, like that. With I don't know, it feels like I don't know, it's there, what goes, it's fine. So yeah, that is the only reflection I've had so far about the EP. I don't know what more to say about it. Yeah, you wanna add something? She just said namaste.
Okay, so then let's flip it around, right? Do you care about music reviews? I mean, we're also at that stage now where you have like reaction videos and stuff like that, right? I found that also very interesting just in terms of a music promotion perspective. And to be honest, I still remember, you know, while I did know of you from India, I remember, I think it was just the kind of acclaim that at least you as Dreamhour got internationally that kind of got my attention, international label and stuff like that. That way, have you kind of looked at what the response to I Don't Know has been? Or do you care?
We'd be lying if we say we don't care. Validation is always nice. But I think this time we are also kind of not looking at if it's there, it's great. Validation is nice, but we're not trying to go actively and okay, she wants to say something.
I think we're more into making music now out of an urgent necessity more than thinking about or worrying about how it will be received by people. Of course, feedback and reviews have their own place, but at this point, at least we just feel that we have to, if we have to put something out there, we do that. It's out of that that simple personal necessity that it has to be out there, whether it's loved by people or not, irrespective of that.
Okay, and I have to address this, considering I think there's not one creative person who has got an opinion, love it, hate it, it's here to stay, AI. And interestingly enough, you guys used AI in your music video. I mean, it's not an obvious question. I mean, I'm not going to ask you the obvious question as to where you'll stand on it, but tell me about like the process and how did you all kind of think that, hey, let's try and use AI tools to kind of work on this music video?
With AI, right now, I think we're just playing with it as like kids playing with new toys, because it's changing, evolving, getting better each and every day. And with our recent videos, a few of them, we have used AI as just we're just playing with it, basically, seeing how far it can go, seeing if anything interesting comes out of it.
Yeah, I mean, like, maybe some people are going to really hate us for this, but I think AI is cool in a way that if you kind of use it to increase your productivity, I mean, what's the problem? I mean, like, even for the videos and all, it's a tool, it's a toy for us. We're just figuring out, not even figuring out, we're just playing with it. Like, even with the music videos, we feed the AI some videos of ours, and it's just fun to see what it does with it. and then when we see something cool, we just use it in a video. So it's simple as that. I guess it's kind of futile to kind of fight AI and be like, matlab AI is going to take our jobs, this, that. That might happen or whatever. I think it's time we kind of shake hands and be like, chalo ek saath kuch karte hain. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I can resonate with what you're saying because a lot of the work that I do at work, professionally, right? We are using AI tools. I mean, one of the things I do on the weekends is teach. And with students, it's pretty much futile, like you said, to kind of expect that they don't use AI tools. So we're actually teaching them and saying, hey, instead of doing one essay, now I want you to write 5 essays. That's where the challenge is. Or, hey, what prompts are you doing that everyone in this class is not getting the exact same output? And that is where it's going to be, right? I think keeping up with the technology is the key. And I'm going to draw parallels to this. Like someone once said to me, who I worked with, that you remember when, and again, this is because both of us are around the same age, and we remember when the internet kind of was introduced and stuff like that. And he said, the way I look at it is AI right now is what the internet was back then, where they said, oh, because of the internet, everyone's going to get stupider. No, we got far more productive. We got a lot more work done. And I think that's a great way.
I mean, if there's a calculator, why would you count using your fingers? So it's, I guess,
Go back to using the packets.
yeah, use stones or something. I mean, it's there, so might as well use it, play with it, and get to know more of probably what the future holds, instead of trying to be all bitchy about it. I guess.
Deciding what would happen, not deciding for certain before it happens, because all of this is, I mean, humans are on a journey, right? So not deciding if the future will be bad because of AI or really utopic because of AI, but just going with it, playing with it, getting along with it, making ourselves better with it, I guess.
Okay, and switching gears now, right? And this is where I want to, at least the listeners, to get to know both of you better. So a segment I do on the podcast is, what are you listening to? So again, who wants to go first as to what you've been listening to?
There is one song that's right at the top of my mind as soon as you said it. So there's this song called Washed Away by John Bellion, which I absolutely am in love with the song. And what else am I listening? There have been some constants like Air's music, and a lot more. Let Doko add to it.
I've been listening to a lot of Sophia Isela. I mean, her writing is extremely poetic, it's honest. Her presence on stage is very raw and honest. So yeah, Sophia Isela is something I'm listening to.
Also, I want to give a shout out to one release from the scene. Excise Department's Sab Kuch Mil Gaya Mujhe, or what is it? Yeah, did I get it? What a great EP album, especially Baaro Mala. Whoever's listening, go right now and listen to the release.
Actually, wait, why don't we play Baromala? And why don't you tell us why that track resonates with you, or why everyone should actually listen to it?
I don't know. It's a vibe. I guess, yeah. Also, the way he has sung in the Baaro Mala hook, or whatever it is, if you like to call it a hook, the way Bengali words have been used to sing that part, I absolutely love it. Also, I guess the whole album is pretty brilliant. Also, their website, I think they have kind of got the whole experience, and I've been super inspired. So,
okay, and if you haven't already heard Excise Department, Debo aka Dreamer's recommendation, here it is.
Ground floor, take it Baaro Mala. Shaka Bella, take it BK Bella. Shaka Bella, take it BK Bella. Mix master, akala akala. Shaka bhari but I'll never sell out. Scene key shop role player. Fucking actor. Agami they call me soothsayer. Foreign ticket out taxpayer. IRS stop fucking playing. Switch your time zones, Fake fuzz word on my phone. Can't see your face on the smoking mirrors, fucking making it hazy. Shobale be sounding crazy. Hello hypebeast fucking pay me. Session with the phone kinda coachish. Ground floor, take it Baaro mala. Yeah, Shaka Bella, take it Bika Bella. Yeah, Mix master, akala. Taka bhari but I'll never sell out. Taka only bhari but I'll never fucking sell out, bitch. Yeah.
मैं हम मोमबत्ती चलती पे on both ends. Credits may be rolling at Dani Honda Visale a show ends. 225 तक I make it a zeitgeist. Brought my Dev gun to a knife fight. Serial monogamous, I don't believe it's a Hilly's or something. Chugla di vet tusi kar de dalal. Running your booty like Auntie Sabarwal. Tu jano pit piche kardani gal.
Alhamdulillah, I keep it halal.
Nearly bug pai hala mahala. Dalat in session, the court is in order. Papaji want that Patanjali drip. I just want the Prada. Uncle thwadi sari shady kartuta main got karti on a camcorder. Shout out to my high school bully. Banda siga pura panda.
Ground floor, take it Baaro mala. Yeah, Shaka Bella, take it Bika Bella. Yeah, Mix master, akala. Taka bhari but I'll never sell out.
And that was Baromala by Excise Department. If you haven't heard them, gonna leave a link to their mixtape in the show notes. Now, just to kind of wrap up, right, and before we kind of get into what you guys are up to, you talked about, just going back to what you said, Doko, about the urgent need to kind of release music. It's been, I know, only 6 months since you all kind of put out, I don't know, is there more music that we can expect sometime soon? Are you all sitting on like a pile of unreleased music? What can you tease everyone listening?
We have a few things we're working on right now, and I don't know.
I mean, I think we're making music more often than any time so far. And previously we used to make a lot of songs, and then we would wait for the right medium to release it through, maybe find a label to kind of put it out and something like that.
Or sit on it for months.
Yeah, and sit on it for months, years.
Like it.
Yeah. Like, is it the right time to put it out? And we used to second guess a lot, but right now we have made a lot of music, and the plan right now is to just put it out. So there might be like, I don't know, 2 EPs this year. So yeah, we are definitely working on a lot of stuff, and maybe it will be out sooner than,
Awesome. So while you said 2 EPs, we're not going to hold you to it, but definitely looking forward to it. But since you're playing in Bombay, Mumbai tomorrow, any more shows, any cities, should they keep their ears out for announcements? Anything that you can share at the moment?
In the absolute near future, we are playing in Bangalore on the 18th at Bangalore International Center, and we might also be playing in Goa very soon. So these are 2 dates, 2 places that I know for sure that we are going to be playing soon, but we are also trying to play in more places, get, I don't know, to more people. So yeah, that's working on it.
Awesome. And yeah, just to kind of finally kind of put a wrap to this.
I forgot to mention it, but there's definitely 100% sure, 200%, an album, a Dreamhour album coming out in August through New Retrowave Records. I haven't mentioned it anywhere yet, so yeah. You heard it first here.
Exclusive. But yeah, that's quite exciting, and I'm kind of reflecting and thinking about it. This is probably the most prolific you've been in a really long time. Awesome. So cool. Before we let both of you go, any final words for everyone who's still listening to the podcast or this episode?
You stayed so far. Congrats. Go check out I Don't Know. It's up on Spotify, on Bandcamp, and there you go. Shameless promotion.
Of course. I mean, that was the whole purpose of asking that question. But thanks so much, Debo.
Thank you.
Dokodoko, thank you so much for doing this.
Peter. That was the last word. Yes, so can I just add some? Peter came all the way from, where did you come from?
At the other side of the city.
Yeah.
But it's cool.
It's a warm day and he has been very kind to be patient and do this. So yeah, thank you, Peter.
And I will accept your thanks. All right, that's a wrap from this. Thanks so much, guys. And that was Dreamhour and Dokodoko. Do check out their EP, I Don't Know. As always, I'll leave a link in the show notes. They've got some great merch, and I saw them live for the first time together at Disco Degenerate, and they put on a great show. So if they're coming to your city, don't miss the show. Before I sign off, as always, hit subscribe or follow on the platform that you're listening to this episode on. And to know when the next step's out, follow me on social media. Just search for Trendcrusher. See you all very soon. Cheers.